This is K Speaks, and you know what the saying is. You know the motto. When K speaks, you listen. Why? Because I'm gonna save you time and money. One of those things you can't get back. So man, I'm just sitting here. I'm on my way to the west side of the island. It's kind of late, man. This weekend was my birthday weekend. Friday was my birthday, and so I took the day off. And I took off tomorrow, which is Monday. And I decided I'm gonna go to the west side of the island and hang out a little bit. Even though it's kind of late, I probably get there around 9 o'clock. I just figured I'd just go out, and then hang out, see something different. So, man, like while sitting here driving, I was thinking, man, about some of the crazy ill stuff that I went through when I was in the military, and I just thought about dudes that I knew that were dirty, grimy dudes, man, that were getting some of the best looking women. And and it's crazy because, these guys, they would tell me, yeah, I did this to her, I did that to her. Military guys, we talk, yo, I did that to her. Yo, that girl, she ain't no good, man. I did this and that to her. And I was thinking about that, how some of the most beautiful women that I thought was amazing, I thought they were somewhat elegant and wouldn't even talk or give the time of day to a dude like the guys that was telling me these things. I thought they were above a reproach when it came to these kind of things. When it came to dudes like that, I thought that for sure that these women would never give these dirty, just low down scumbag dudes the time of day. But sure enough, man, these guys were not lying on their penises. They were dead serious, yo. They were laying the pipe to these girls, and I was like, wow, man, really, you of all people. And it just made me think just now, and I don't know why I thought about this, but it just made me think seriously, the way women choose men is very not logical, man. It's very illogical. The guys that you and I would think wow, this guy ain't got nothing going for himself. He's just dirty, nasty. These are guys that, logically speaking, should never even come close to a decent chick. Maybe a whore or somebody who's wilding out there, those kind of things, maybe. But a decent, seem to be grounded kind of female, nah, man. So what is it that they look for? But then I realize now that I'm older, now that I'm a little wiser, I realize there's no rhyme to the reason, man. That what we think a woman would not want is exactly what a woman wants. I had this conversation the other day with one of my homeboys. His name is Deuce. He lives on the west side, actually. And he was like, I was telling him, in my last video, I think I said it too. There's two types of men that women want, man. They want the man who has somebody already, and then they want the man who every other woman is after. They have that herd kind of mentality like that. But I have to add one to that. They like disgusting, dirty dudes. Cause I know this from experience. I've talked to girls and I'm like, yo, this guy is obviously not a good guy. I'll give you an example. There's a girl I know on the west side of the island. I met her because I dance a lot, and I was out dancing one night, and she's got a kid from this. She's got two kids from two different. She got technically speaking, she has multiple baby daddy syndrome now. She has two kids, never been married, from two different dudes. So yeah, she has MBDS, man. But I was asking her about this last dude, because it's good 10-year gap between her kids, and I'm like, she gave me her Facebook. We're friends on Facebook, and I'm looking at the pictures of her and her youngest kid's dad. I'm like, yo, you can't tell this dude's up to no good. He's distant in all the photos. And she's one of these people that I'm talking about. I'm glad I brought her up, because she's, she seems to be very classy. Seems to have her stuff together, and she seems to have her stuff together, but she really doesn't, man. She's come on, dude. guy like tripping, man. And like, anyway, he's like, you can tell, you can look at this guy and just tell he's just a dirt dealer. Just like a no good bum, you know what I mean? You can look at him like, and she's a very classy looking woman, and you know, he's just like bottom of the barrel type dude. And I'm like, what were you thinking, man? But it wasn't about that. It's about women are attracted to like dirtiness. They're just attracted to dirtiness. I mean, even my ex, I once asked her, you know, what are you seeing this kind of cat? I'm like, I'm not the kind of cat that you normally go after. Oh, but yeah, I usually like dirty looking guys. And I'm like, dang, man. And I'm like, wow, okay. Not that I've ever been with ones, but it's just like, it's attractive to me for some reason. I'm like, wow, man. Now, has she been with one or not? I don't know, man, because women lie so much. You can never tell. And they lie about the craziest things. And I'm going to tell you there's something else. Now, since this is just random thoughts of mine, man, and I'll get back to what I was talking about just before that. But, you know, women lying. Let me tell you something. Anytime a woman, things are going good, you and her talking, chatting it up, whatever, and all of a sudden she just goes ghost on you. And to me, that's a form of a lie, man. Because you know what happens? If she texts you back later on, she calls you or texts you later on, and it's like, oh, I know that you're bothered by me, blah, blah, blah. No, you know what? You never give her the pleasure of knowing that you were bothered by that. Matter of fact, there's a couple of ways you can handle that. You could either tell her, hey, look, I don't even know who this, I've erased this number, so I don't even know who this is, so I don't know who this is talking to me, so I can't really say that I'm bothered because I don't know who you are. I erased your number a long time ago, whoever you are, obviously, because if you have my number, that means I've had yours for a while, or I had it before at one point in time. So, but no, you just don't play into it, man. You're like, oh yeah, I don't know who you are because I erased your number. Or you can just say, oh, you know, no, it doesn't bother me at all. That's just how women are, and I understand that. You know, one thing, and you treat that woman like a liar, because she is a liar. Because I guarantee you one thing, if you say, yo, what happened to you? You know, I was honest with you, I was very straight up with you, and I hit you up a few times to see if everything's wrong after you ghosted me, and you never said anything, like, yo, what was going on? 9 times out of 10, she has another dude. That's most of the time, that's what's going on. She has another dude. She's wearing her options, and she's trying to, she probably exed you because she thought the option that she had was better, and she came back after she realized that it wasn't better, or that that option was just out to screw her. Literally. Or, you know, whatever the case may be, whatever it is, whatever she's going to tell you, it's never going to be the truth. And if you keep pushing for the truth, she's going to just lie. Or she's not only going to lie, or she might be upset that you're still trying to get the truth out of her when she doesn't want to even really talk about why she did what she did to you. So you treat that woman like a liar. So one of the things you can say to her, if she says, oh, I know I was bothered by you, you could say, you know what, I don't know who this is. Or you can say, oh, I know who this is because, you know, whatever. But no, your actions didn't bother me because I expect that from women. I understand you guys are liars, and that's what you guys do. So no, it doesn't bother me. That's just the nature of it. That's like saying, you can tell, it's like saying I'm bothered by snakes because I know they bite. No, that's just the nature of the beast. Snakes bite. They constrict and they bite. Or they bite and they inject venom in you. But either way, they bite. So why would I get upset with the beast for its nature? You just deal with the beast by its nature. You know what I mean? And that's what you gotta tell her. Just no, I expect women to do that. I expect women to lie. That's what you guys do. I expect you guys to do stuff that you just did and then lie about why you did it. So since I expect that, I am completely taken back when you don't do that. And then you let her be. That's if you decide to answer. But don't answer her right away, because if she answers you, if you have been writing her and trying to see if she was all right and like sincere about it, and and she didn't write you all that time, you don't answer her right away, man. You give her what she gave you, pretty much, you know. Anyway, so going back to what I was saying, old girl, she's with this dude, and he's just, you know, you could tell he's garbage, and like, why? And I was like, what did you see in this guy? Obviously he's not really that into you. Now she's a single mom again for the second time over, and with the kid, and has to do everything because the guy's not really even part of the kid's life. Like, what were you thinking? This is the second time you've done this, man. When you gonna get it together? You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know, but they like a dirty guy. They like dirty guys, man. Man, I know a guy when I was in the military. I knew a lot of dirty dudes, man. You know, you had, like, when I was younger, I had a crew. And my crew, you know, I had a dirty dude. There was some clean dudes in the crew, but there's some dirty, take one for the team type, grimy cats. And one guy, his name was the grimy one. That's what we nicknamed him, because he was that grimy dude. And you need all that in your crew, you know what I mean? And you got to know everybody's strengths and weaknesses. So it is what it is. But I remember one cat was like, there was this one girl. I kind of liked her. I dug her. I thought she was cool, folks. We had hung out a few times, and I actually visited her up in Nagasaki one time. And you know, I never, you know, been with her or anything like that, but I did like her because of her personality. But my homeboy was like, yo, man, yeah, so, you know that girl right there? Because we were in this place we called it the Hook and Jab. Camp Foster on Okinawa, Marine Corps base. Used to have a little E-club over there that we used to call the Hook and Jab. And the reason why we called it the Hook and Jab is because people used to fight all the time there, man. It was crazy. Back in the late 90s, early 2000s, that place was like the spot. So anyway, we're in the Hook and Jab, and he goes, yeah, you see that girl right there? And it just happened to be the girl that I was talking about. And he goes, yeah, man, you know, I was at her house, and, you know, I was over at her house, and, you know, we were doing the do. And out of nowhere, man, she tossed my legs up over my shoulders and licked my butthole. I was like, oh my, man, I'm not lying. If I'm lying, I'm flying, dude. Yeah, he's like, yeah, she licked my butthole, man. And I could never look at her the same way, man. Just the fact that she did something so disgustingly nasty, man. He's like, yeah, you know, I was crying like a bee. I was screaming like a bee when she did it. But yeah, man, she licked my butthole, man. I had never had my butthole licked, but she did that. And so it just goes to show you that not only do women like nasty work with dudes, man, but women like to do nasty stuff. You know, so if you get a girl who's not nasty like that, she's probably not been around like that, and that's a good thing, man. You got to give respect to those people, those women who actually are not completely just disgustingly turned out nasty like that. You know what I mean? And it just is what it is. You got to give credit where credit is due sometimes. I'm not saying like you can completely admire the chick, but because, you know, so they all have some kind of background, but if they've been out there like that. But man, listen, I could never look at that girl. And then it made me think about myself, you know, like, what was I thinking, man? You know, I thought she was a decent chick. And, you know, because, you know, we had a certain kind of relationship. I didn't know she's going around licking people's buttholes, man. Like, come on, seriously? She and I never hung out after that, man. I never wanted to be with her again after that. After I realized she licked buttholes, man. It's just, yo, I'm gonna have to do a video, man. I'm gonna have to do a video of the military files, because, you know, being in the military, you get a certain take on life being a military member that you would not get as a civilian cat. And I'm just putting it out there, man. As a military dude, going overseas, especially if you overseas, you have just a different, man. You see some stuff that you would not see being based in the United States. I mean, yeah, you see some grimy stuff in the States if you're based in the States too, but man, you go overseas, it is lit. It's lit up. It's some stuff that goes on. You be like, what? And like, yeah, it goes on, man. You would never suspect some of this stuff to happen. Just like crazy stuff. And I'm gonna have to talk to you guys about some other things when I was over there too, like certain things that you see, like weird freak shows that you see when you're over there. Like when you're in military and you're overseas, and things that chicks overseas do, and you know, because you got your whores in every, you know, I put it like this: you have, as a, you know, when you're in the States, you see some wild stuff, and the women in the States have a certain defect. I would say they're defected. You know, culturally, our culture has gone to the hell, straight up in a handbag. It's just jacked up right now. So in places like Japan, you have some really, the culture dictates how women act, and you don't get this wild out. You do, but it's not on a major scale overall like you got in the States. And if it is, it's very on the low, you know what I mean? But seriously though, most Japanese chicks, they might wild out before they get married or whatever, but they know how to play their role as a wife or whatever once they get married, you know what I mean? And I got, like, most of my boys, since I was stationed in Japan for almost 10 years, most of my boys, they're all married to Japanese chicks, and you know, they're still married. There's no divorce. They didn't get no divorce, man. Most of the dudes I know that's married to Japanese girls are still married to them to this day. You know, I got one of my boys, he got married to his wife in like 2002, 2003, something like that. And here's 2019, him and her, they're going through some things, you know, like every married couple does. But, you know, they worked it out. Because that's the culture over there. You know, in Japan, let me tell you something. In Japan, and a lot of Asian countries in general, look, if you got a kid from a daggone American dude, especially black guy, more than likely, you are not ever going to get married again, man. Because one thing I can give Asian people, you know, people talk bad about Asian dudes, like they don't get no broads and they're little and this all stuff. But I'm gonna tell you one thing: some of them, the most alpha cats that I've seen in some aspects of their culture. Because you know what, they will not wife up. The majority of them will not. I mean, like 99.9% of them will not wife up a chick who has a kid already. They just ain't gonna do it, man. They just ain't gonna do it. That's just not how they roll. Like, look, you got somebody else's seed? Oh, no. Well, you know, you tainted. They treat them like tainted goods, man. And if you a black dude, they know that those girls date black dudes. Oh, man, they do not want to come behind you, man. They look at those girls like they are tainted goods. And so, the majority, I'm yawning, I'm getting tired. The majority of Japanese dudes and Asian dudes in general are not like wifing up chicks who have kids already. That's a very Western thing, man. Because in Asia, man, they are, and that's India too, because India is Asia. They are all about carrying on the family name. They're all carrying on the bloodline, that kind of thing. And they can't do that with those stepkids. So they're not with that whole married girl who got kids already. So I'm gonna tell you the truth. Most of the girls who got kids by Americans, and if they divorce them, they know that their chance of getting married again is slim to none over there. Over here in the States, where people like blue pill it up and all that kind of stuff, and you know, I've been there before too, but you know, over in the States, people, they do it in the States, but not overseas, man. Not in Asia, especially. They're not about to do that. So a lot of those girls, if they marry a guy, they're gonna do whatever it takes to make it work, because they don't want to be shunned in society. And they don't want to be an outcast and be raising a half American kid or half whatever kid, half black kid, by themselves, working hard and not being able to provide or barely providing. It's hard, man. It's hard. But this society doesn't allow for a bunch of foolishness from women. And if the United States was like that, it would be a completely different story. We wouldn't even go through half the stuff in the States we're going through with women acting and wilding out like we are. So, anyway, man, this is my thoughts. This is random thoughts. It's almost 20 minutes into this video, and I'm going to cut this short. I just hope that, I just wanted to chat like normal, you know what I mean? And talk to you guys like normal. I know most of you guys out here, you know, we're average dudes, man, like normal dudes. And so, you know, I just want to talk about normal stuff, man. Stuff that I know that goes on, stuff that I've seen already, you know? And I don't know, maybe you guys can add some stuff to what I said earlier. Whatever it is, put it in the comment section. Like the video, share the video, subscribe, click the bell so you can get more, whenever I release some more content, that, you know, you get the notification for it. And definitely keep your ears to the ground, know what's going on around you. Be Be blessed, all of you. Life can be short. Live your life to the fullest and take advantage of all the opportunities that come your way. Those are definitely blessings in disguise most of the time. Anyway, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys on the next go round.